Welcome back again to the channel. Today we are going to make this beautiful short gown, as you can see on the thumbnail. So for that gown, I have these two types of fabric here, plain material and flowered material, all crepe materials. Here I have 2 yards, and over here I have 3 yards of crepe material. So guys, if you're interested, continue watching and make sure you watch to the end so you won't miss out of any important information. And before we continue, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up so that every other person can benefit from the video as well. So without wasting much time, I'm going to draft with this pattern paper and transfer it to the fabric. So let's get started. As you can see, the gown has 2 parts to it. We have the fitted part and the gathered part. I'm going to start with the fitted part before the gathers. Alright? So the first thing I'm going to do is to place this paper on fold. If you don't want to make use of this pattern paper, just with your material, follow the same steps with me. So I'll fold the pattern paper into 2. You are going to fold it using the biggest part of your measurement. Normally it used to be the hip measurement. So my hip measurement is 43, divided by 4 is 10.75, and once you get this, you add some extra sewing allowance like 2 inches. That is how you place your fabric on fold. So having placed the fabric on fold, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out my starting point line. I'll just draw a line here, and it will be my starting point line and also my shoulder line. So once I mark my starting point, the next thing is to take the vertical measurement. That's the measurement from shoulder downwards, from shoulder to the bust, shoulder to the waist, and shoulder to the length of the gown. So I'll be drafting the front and back together on this pattern paper. So from shoulder to my bust is 10 inches. Shoulder to the waist for me is 18 inches. Go ahead and measure yourself to be sure, and then make use of your own measurement. Shoulder to the hip line for me is 25 inches. But because of this style, I'm going to extend that by 2 inches. So instead of marking 25, I will be marking 27 inches plus ½ inch for joining the gathers. So I'm going to mark 27.5 inches as the length over here, which is also the hip line. So guys, I have the shoulder line, bust line, waistline, and then the hip line. Remember, I extended the hip line by 2 inches. So guys, having done that, I will impute my horizontal measurements. That's the body circumference measurement. The first step is to come to the shoulder line, and I will impute my shoulder measurement, which is 16 divided by 2, 8. The neck width I'm working with is 3 inches. Then I'll come to this point to slope the shoulder by 1, because our shoulders are not straight as usual. Always slant your shoulder to get a better result. So this is now my shoulder line slanted, and on that point I'll add my armhole depth, which is 8 for me. To get your armhole depth, divide your bust circumference by 6. Whatever you get, you add 1.5 inches to that to get your armhole depth, and this is what I have here. So I just did that to get a straight line. So I'll connect my point. So this is my armhole depth. Now I'm going to draft my armhole curve. To do that, I'll come to the armhole depth over here and add my bust circumference, divide by 4. My bust is 40, divided by 4 is 10. Can you see? So I'll take this line to that point. So I'll connect like this. Now, to draw my armhole curve for the front side, I'm going to take the midpoint of this armhole depth, which is 4. 8 divided by 2, 4. And I'll come in by half an inch for my front armhole curve. So I'm going to draw my armhole curve like this. So this is for the front. Remember I said I'll be drafting the front and back together. So for the back armhole, I won't be making use of this half inch. I'll just connect my curve like this. So I have the back armhole and the front armhole. I hope you are following. So I haven't done that. The next step is to add my sewing allowance of 1 inch. You can decide to add more than that. So my sewing allowance is 1 inch in this case. So this is it for the bust area. Then coming to the waistline, I'll add my waist circumference, which is 9 inches. 36 divided by 4, 9 inches. I'll be adding 1 inch for my allowance. For this particular style, I won't be adding any dart. Do you understand? So if you want to make use of dart, then you add 1 inch for your dart allowance. So having done that, at the hip line, I'll add my hip circumference, which is 10.75. 43 divided by 4, 10.75. And I'll add my sewing allowance of 1 inch. So guys, I'll connect the point. So because I'm going to make use of the down part, this side, to achieve the shape, that basque shape on the gathered area, on the gathered part. Can you see that basque shape over there? I'll be using this side to achieve that. So because of that, I will extend this to the length, full length of my gown. Do you understand? So for me, the full length I'm working with is 38 inches. Don't worry if you don't understand, you get to understand what I mean by the time I apply the use of this side on the gathered area. Just continue to watch, okay? So the full length of my gown is 38 inches. The total full length of the gown, 38 inches. So this is my sewing allowance, 1 inch. So everything I have here is 39 inches. So I'm going to leave it at, let me just make a line there, 39 inches. So like I said, I'll be using this side later. That's why I'm extending this to the full length of the gown. So basically this, I will use this side for the gathers. Do you understand? Just continue watching, you get to understand what I mean. So having done that, what I'm going to do next is to take the measurements I have here down to the hemline. So this is what I have. So if you are making a corporate gown, just go ahead and add your neckline, cut it and use it to make a corporate gown. So that is by the way. The next step is to add my neckline. The neck width is 3 inches. For the front, I'll be making use of 7 inches for my neck depth. And for the back, I'll be making use of 1 inch. So it's going to be a V neckline. If you don't want it straight like this, you can make a little curve to the V so that it will not be straight up. So I prefer this V to this. So guys, I have my the back neckline and the front neckline. So the next thing I'll be doing is to add my stitching allowance over here, shoulder allowance, to join the two shoulders together. Just ½ inch is okay. So I'll connect like so and like so. So this is what we have. Then we are going to work on this side to create the basque shape over there. To do that, this is the hip line. I'm going to come here and take the midpoint of this line. So I have 10.75 from here minus the sewing allowance. 10.75. I'll just take the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. I'll mark it. This is the center of from here to here. So having done that, I'll come over here and come up by 3 inches. 3 inches. Then I mark. This is not constant. If you want to come up by 2 inches, depending on how curvy you want that side to be. If you want to make it 2 inches, 3 inches is okay, 3.5 or even 4 is okay. Just make use of what you want. So over here, I'll come up by 3.5 instead of 3. Do you understand? I just increase it by half an inch. I want here to be higher than here because this is the side. So feel free to do what you want. You must not do exactly what I did. So guys, having done that, I'm going to connect from here to here with a curve. So try not to make the curve to be too curvy, if you understand what I mean, especially here, so that the shape will come out nice. Can you see what I did? Don't make here curvy. Do you understand? Like this. No. Just take this shape. You understand? This is better. So having done that, I'll equally connect from here to here. So this is what I have. So having done that, I will extend this to the zipper allowance. And this is it for this side. So this is basically it. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you have not done that before you forget it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to cut it out and then I will use this to cut the back side. So what I'm going to cut out is the back side. I'll cut the back neckline and the back armhole. So guys, I'm going to set this one aside. Like I said, I'll be using this for the gathers. You understand? So I'll keep it. When the time comes, I'll show you how to make use of it. So guys, I'm going to use this to cut the back side. So I'll place my fabric on fold and cut the back side before we cut the front side. For this particular style that does not have that, please make sure your material has a little bit of stretchy effect. Like this crepe material stretches a bit. So I'm going to fold it like this. The stretchy part should be the width, while non-stretchy part will be the length. So I'm going to place it like this, and this is my zipper allowance. I have 2 inches for zipper allowance. So the next thing I will do is to eliminate the zipper bulge at the back side. So to do that, I would like to measure my half length, which is 16, the upper waist. At that point, I'll go in by half inch to trim off this side so that the zip will not be puffed out there, to eliminate the zipper bulge. So can you see? So I'll just trim the 1/2 inch out. So after fixing my zipper, it will relax very well because of this. All right, so this is it for the back side. I'm going to set it aside, trim the front side, the armhole for the front side. And the neckline. So guys, this is the front side. I'm going to keep the pattern, and yeah, this is what we have. So I'll cut out a facing to turn the neckline because I will not be making use of any lining. So this is it for the upper side. The next step is to cut the sleeve. So guys, for the sleeve, I'll place my fabric on fold like so. So I have about 15 inches here. Like I said, it's not constant. If you want, you reduce it. If you want, you increase it. It's all your choice. For me, the length of my sleeve is 22. 22 is the sleeve length. I'm going to add extra 3 inches because of the balloon. 3 inches extra plus 3 inches extra plus 1.5 inches for elastic casing and my sewing allowance. So I'm going to mark what I have. So guys, because I would like to pleat this side, I'll measure out 3 inches over here. This is optional. If you want to pleat this side, if you don't want to pleat it, then from here you mark your armhole depth and just the same way you cut your basic sleeve. Do you understand? So I'm going to mark 3 inches here because of the pleat. I'll take that 3 inches to this point. So after marking 3 inches, from that point I'll mark my armhole depth. At that point I'll come down by 4 inches for my calf's height, and I will measure the armhole depth over there plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. So from here I'll make a curve like this, just like an S shape. And then this is the sewing allowance. Can you see? So from here now I'll take it down. I'll take it down to the hemline. So this is the sleeve. So I'll cut it out now. So guys, to sew the gown, I'm going to start by turning the neckline. I'm going to place it like this and stitch After stitching, I will notch this side and then top stitch on this facing, the two of them, top stitch and then turn to the other side so that it will relax very well. I will equally turn the neckline for the back side. You know the back side is 2 because of the zipper. So let me turn the neckline and I'll be right back. So guys, I've turned the front and back neckline. This is the front neckline. Remember to top stitch on it so that it will relax. And this is the back neckline. I've gone ahead to attach the zipper. So the next step is for us to attach the gathers. So for the gathers, I'll make use of this. This is the down part. So I'm going to measure here for the length of the down part. And I have over here 15.5 inches. 15.5 inches. So I'm going to add ½ inch to that here to attach it to this side. So I'll be cutting out 16 inches as the length of the down part. Do you understand? So that is it for the length. And for the wideness, this particular one depends on you and the quantity of fabric you have. If you want, you can measure this side, this, and then double it or triple it. However you want to do it is okay. But for me, I have 3 yards of flowered crepe here. So I'll be making use of the 3 yards. So what it means is that 3 yards will be at the front and 3 yards will be at the back with the length we have, 16 inches. I hope you understand. So altogether, that part will be 6 yards. Altogether, 6 yards. So I have 3 yards here. But alternatively, if you cannot buy 3 yards, what you need to do is maybe buy 1.5, cut and join to make it long. Okay, so I have 3 yards here. So what I'm going to do is to measure out the length of the down part. So I'm going to measure 16 inches that we measured for the length of the down part. I measure 16 inches over here. So I'll cut it from there. I'm going to cut it from here. So this will be for the front side. I'll measure another 16 inches. And that will be for the back side. So I'll keep this one. This is the remaining from the 3 yards. So I have 2 pieces of fabric for my gathers. So guys, what I'll do now is to go over to the machine and I'm going to fold this side, or you interlock it if you have weaving machine. I'll fold one side. So after folding one side, I'm going to come to the other side and I'm going to run a loose stitch for my gathers. Then after that, I'm going to measure from there. I'll measure 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. Like this. And I'll run another loose stitch for my gathers. Do you understand? one stitch here for gathers, another stitch here for the same gathers. So I'll be making 2 gathers over here. Do you understand? So by the time I apply this, you get to understand the reason why I decided to make gathers here and here. So guys, I'm through with the gathers. As you can see, I gathered this side and also this side. The reason why I have to gather here is so that by the time I place it on my pattern paper, it will hold it. It will not be shifting. Do you understand? So guys, to attach this to the upper side or upper part here, you can do that in 2 ways. If you want, you follow this shape and stitch the gathers down. If you want to follow this method, you will have to make sure that the distance you have here or the wideness you have here is equal to what you have here, so that it will align by the time you are sewing it. I hope you understand. But if you attach it like this, what will happen is that it will not be equal here. Okay? So this side will be longer, and then this side will be shorter, then this side will be longer. So you will not have a uniform down. I hope you understand what I mean. But according to the style, you can see that the down part looks uniform, it's equal. So for that reason, I'm not going to attach it following the shape like this. So I can get a uniform down, that is not up and down kind of shape at the down part. I hope you understand what I mean. So for us to get it straight and uniform at the down part, what I'm going to do is to make use of this pattern. That was the reason why I had to include it when I was drafting the bodice. So guys, as you can see, I duplicated the pattern into 2, as you can see. So one will serve for the front, while the other one will serve for the back side. The measurement I have from here to here is 24 inches. So that is what I have from here to here, 24 inches. So that is it. Now, to attach it, to create the basque shape on this gathered part, what I will need to do is to place this pattern paper like this. Now, this is the right side of the fabric. Make sure you are doing it on the right side, not the wrong side. So I'll just place it like this on the pattern paper, and I'll pin it down. I'll pin it down on this paper. So just take your time to pin it down. So guys, after pinning it down, this is what I have. Can you see? With the help of these gathers here, that's the fabric will stay one place. Do you understand? Minus these gathers here, by the time I turn it, it will scatter. That's why I have to gather here to hold the fabric in place. So guys, what I will need to do now is to go over to the machine, and I'm going to stitch on this paper. I'll stitch it down following the shape, stitch down to the end of the paper. So I'll be sewing on top of the paper. While sewing, try to arrange the gathers so that it will not look somehow. So before you stitch, you arrange the gather. Before you stitch, you arrange the gather until you are done. Okay, so I'll go over to the machine and stitch it down. I'll do the same thing on this other side. I'll do it off camera to save time. So guys, after I'm done stitching, this is what I have. Can you see? So this is one part, and then this is the second part. So the next thing I will do now is to cut it out. I'm going to cut following the shape. So it's time to remove the paper. So the next step is to attach it to the upper part. So attach it, I'm going to flip it like this. Can you see? I'll flip it over. So you can decide to pin it down. So this is the V area. Just merge it to that side and pin. If you want to pin, you can go and stitch direct without pinning it. So this is the other V point. Then I'll merge it with this one and also pin. And yeah, I'll just pin it down, and yeah. So I'll quickly go over to the machine and follow the shape, the basque shape, and I'll stitch it down. I'll do the same thing on this particular one as well. So I'll fix it and I'll be right back. So guys, after fixing the gathers, this is what I have now. So it's time to lose the second stitches. That's second gathered point. So I'm going to lose it so that it will be very free. So guys, after losing the second stitches for my gathers, this is what I have. So this side is now very free, and you see the down part is now equal. It's not going up and going down. So the down part is in uniform. So I haven't done that. This is the back side as well. So I will go over to the machine and join the two shoulders. I'll join the two shoulders together. So I'll open it and I'll place this inside and join the two shoulders. I'll be sewing by ½ inch. I'll join the two shoulders and then shape the two sides. I added 1 inch for my sewing allowance, so I'll be using 1 inch to sew the two sides of the gown. So guys, after I'm done shaping, this is what I have. So the next thing you have to take note of is this side. This side, you have to use hemming gum, place it inside and use it to hold this side down so that it will not be moving up and down. Do you understand? So you can weave that before you do the ironing. So the next step is to fix the sleeve. So I've gone ahead to pleat this side, and then towards this side I created my elastic channel. So I will now insert my elastic. The measurement of the elastic I have here is 7 inches. So basically what I have is, what I'm going to make use of is 6 inches. So the 1 inch will be for sewing allowance. So it has to tight here. Do you understand? It has to tight here, but not too much. So I'm using 7 inches, and I'm going to show you how to fix the elastic. Just place your safety pin inside like this, and then you pass it through. You pass it through. Once you get to the edge, just watch what I'm doing. Once I get to this side, I'll pin it down so that it will not enter inside. So I'm going to pin it together with the cloth down, and then I'll pass it through the other side and pin it as well. So this is what I have. So I'll now go over to the machine, place it like this, and use my sewing allowance to sew it down. So guys, I've attached the sleeve, and this is what I have. So this is the final look of the gown. If you like the video, go ahead and try it out. Let me know your results in the comment section, and give the video a thumbs up as well. Give the video a thumbs up so that every other person can benefit from the video as well. So guys, if you have any question, do well to leave it in the comment section. I'll attend to it. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'll see you again. For now, it is bye bye.